What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated TonyTGD coming at you with a review of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I am joined by Sidekick Max. Say hello to the people, Max.
Hello to the people.
So, me and Max, we watched this movie about 5 days ago. This was my second viewing of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This was Max's first viewing. Sidekick Max, I'll let you kick it off. I'll let you start it. Out of 10, what would you give this movie?
Maybe a 5.5. I didn't really find it interesting at many parts.
So you weren't really
Yeah.
invested in the movie?
No.
I myself, originally I would have gave it a 5. Upon second viewing, I found some of the jokes a little more tolerable, so I'm going to give it a 6. 6 out of 10. So we both basically, if there's nothing else on, right? That's how I'm
Yeah.
feeling it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and give a quick synopsis of the movie. Just kind of give you a almost spoiler-free, but not quite spoiler-free plot summary. So, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is about Scott Pilgrim, obviously. He's a young man who fancies himself a ladies' man. He apparently has dated quite a bit. Currently dating 17-year-old Knives Chow. His friends and family give him a hard time. They
Don't approve.
don't approve. They know that Scott's not really into her, that he's just dating her as a crutch because he's still not over his ex, Envy Adams, who is now famous, like a rock star. Scott himself is in a band called Sex Babam with his roommate. Is it his roommate? I'm not sure. Stephen Kim, who we find out is his ex-girlfriend. And young Neil, who is kind of in the band, but not really.
He's like that one dude who mans all electronics. He's allowed to touch, but not play.
No, but he does play later on. But later on, he does end up in the band when Scott kind of freaks out, bugs out, lets them down. So anyway, basic plot of the movie: Scott ends up dreaming about a woman with a bright pink hair. He then runs into her in the library while he's on a date with Knives, who is making him very uncomfortable because he's a 23-year-old dating a 17-year-old. And she is very tiny looking, so it is very awkward with Michael Cera, you know. So anyway, he sees her, he's instantly attracted to her, has to find out more about her, ends up going to a party where there's going to be some record executives or some shit at there. So he goes there, runs into her again, finds out that her name is Ramona. He tries to hit on her, fails spectacularly. He then decides it would be a good idea to stalk her for the rest of the night. And
That's weird.
it is weird. He stalks her. I don't recommend you doing this if you're a young gentleman who fancies a lady. But he stalks her until she leaves. After she leaves, he gets some information, finds out more about her.
He stalks more people about her.
Yeah, basically. So he harasses everybody at the party until he finds out, everything about her. He finds out she is an American. She's not Canadian. Even though that we are in the magical land of Toronto, I did not hear a single A. So I was very disappointed. Or mate. And there was no maple syrup. I was very disappointed in this Americanized version of Toronto.
And they never showed off the waterproof currency.
And there was no smoked meat sandwiches. So I was very, very disappointed. But anyway, back on topic. So Scott finds out she works at Amazon, orders something. He harasses her until she decides to go on a hangout sort of date. They go on the date. She's kind of into him for some reason. I don't know. They don't quite hook up, but they do sleep in a bed together. Just sleep. Though Ramona is insistent that she reserves the right to change her mind, even though she never does. So Scott, his roommate Wallace, who is super gay, in the best possible way.
Yeah.
He tells him that if he doesn't break up with Knives, he's going to snitch on him basically to Knives himself. So Scott doesn't want to do it because, he's kind of a pussy. Eventually, he does break up with Knives. And he ends up getting a second date with Ramona where they go to this castle place that they're shooting a movie. The movie is starring Lucas Lee, who's a famous skateboarder who's now a movie star. And, surprise, surprise, one of Ramona's X's.
Thank you.
I did skip some of it, so backing up a bit because I did skip. There was a battle of the bands where Scott, after he, harassed Ramona about the package and getting the date, he does go off to a battle of the bands where he runs into the first Evil X, Matthew Patel.
I sent him a long email about it.
Yeah, Matthew Patel did email Scott, but Scott didn't want to read it because it was too long. It explained the whole concept of the Evil X's, the Guild of Evil X's or something like that. The League of Evil X's. So Scott doesn't really pay attention. Matthew Patel shows up. They get into a fight. Scott's getting his ass whooped, but eventually he figures it out. He beats up Matthew Patel, and Mr. Patel shatters into a shower of Canadian coins. And that's when he goes home and gets told to break up with knives, blah, 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 blah. So we're back to at the castle, meets Lucas Lee, gets into a fight with Lucas and the stunt doubles, tricks Lucas into going down a really, really steep railing.
It's also covered in like ice.
So he's going, it goes, they show the speedometer, he's going super fast. Somehow Lucas Lee explodes into a shower of coins that no one picks up. So at that point, Ramona leaves, and Scott can't get a hold of her, so he's feeling a little down. He did break up with knives. Ramona's not answering the phone. Wallace tells him to man up, to go after her, do what you got to do.
Because he's going to kick him out of the...
Yeah, because he is kicking him out of the house. He's going to, Scott's not going to have any place to live, basically. So Wallace is like, you better get your girl because you're going to need somewhere to stay. That's when Scott is attacked by some mysterious ninja chick, but he's not really in the mood for it. The chick says she'll come back. We don't really get any explanation of what's going on. You can kind of assume, but you don't get any hard information. That's when we get more information about Envy Adams, the ex-girlfriend of Scott Pilgrim, who happens to be dating the ex-boyfriend of Ramona Flowers. So we get a nice little, what's the word I'm looking for here? A meeting. Interaction of the four of them. Turns out that Todd is a vegan, and that makes him better than you because vegans are just better than you.
Yeah,
he has weird mental powers.
Just because he's vegan.
Because he's vegan. Eventually he fights with Scott. Scott tricks him into drinking a coffee with half and half. The vegan police show up. Yes, there are vegan police. They show up and they hit him with the de-veganizer ray.
Because he already had 2 other offenses.
Yeah, because he had 3 strikes.
Like chicken parmesan and sorbet.
Yeah, he had like sorbet. So that was his 3rd offense. They de-veganize him. Scott beats him up. Shower of coins. And they kind of have a fight. After that, Ramona and Scott are kind of arguing about things. What else? Let's see. So they're arguing. They end up going to like a bar or whatever. And that's when the ninja chick shows back up. Turns out that the ninja chick is Ramona's ex-girlfriend. Because it is the League of Evil X's, not Evil Ex-Boyfriends.
Yes, and she said it was a weird phase.
Yes, so Ramona kind of like, it wasn't serious, but apparently this chick, Roxy,
thinks it was
serious. Scott refuses to fight because it's a chick, so we get a Ramona versus Roxy fight. However,
she's using Scott like a mech suit.
Yes, because the rules of the League of Evil X's state that Scott actually has to defeat the Evil X's by his own hand. Ramona ends up using Scott as a puppet, as a meat puppet, and fights Roxy. Eventually, she reveals that Roxy has a weak point behind her knee. Scott touches it, and we have a very
uncomfortable scene
of Roxy getting some sort of euphoric pleasure, if you will. And she is defeated. And, of course, Scott is heading off to the next Battle of the Bands. he gets a list of the rest of the Evil X's, the 3 more that he has to defeat. Turns out that the next Evil X's are at the Battle of the Bands. They are the Karayanagi twins, Kyle and Ken. Turns out they're some kind of DJs, band people, whatever.
Some music people.
They have a weird music off, or they're playing like
sound. They're literally just blasting louder and louder sound at each other.
Yeah, eventually Sex Bomb wins. And that's when we discover that Gideon, who they had mentioned previously as a record producer of some sort, he's actually Ramona's last Evil X and the man who organized the League of Evil X's. So Ramona can't quit Gideon. She's head over heels for him, in love with him. She's being manipulated by him. What's the word I'm looking for? Stockholm Syndrome almost. So Gideon offers...
I guess.
Yeah, Gideon offers Sex Bomb a contract. They sign it without Scott. Young Neil takes Scott's place in the band. And Scott's basically, he's being sad. He doesn't know what to do. But eventually he does say, fuck it, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go get my girl. Shows up at Gideon's place. Challenges Gideon to a fight. Defeats Gideon?
No. He loses the first time.
No, but he kind of defeated him. Remember, he does defeat him, but then Knives shows up, attacks Ramona.
Yeah.
And during the Ramona-Knives interaction, Gideon comes back, stabs Scott, and Scott dies.
Scott learns that Ramona has like a literal microchip thing. It's very weird.
But earlier in the movie, Scott had got a free life, an extra man, a 1-up, so he's able to restart the day or the sequence, goes back, discovers that he's doing it for himself. He's not doing it for love anymore, so the sword he pulls out is a different sword.
Self-respect.
It's a self-respect sword. He fights Gideon, defeats him. Knives shows up again like she do. Scott apologizes to both of them for cheating on them and tells them that, it's his fault. Knives should not be mad at Ramona, even though Scott did technically leave Knives because of Ramona. But he probably was going to do it anyway. And that's when we get the secret boss, Nega Scott. Nega Scott shows up, and we're going to get a ultimate fight. Except we don't really. Scott and Nega Scott, they make plans to go get waffles or some shit.
Yeah, they get along.
And then Ramona and Scott walk off into a door, and the movie ends. And that's basically the basic plot. There's probably more details. I'm skipping a lot, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Like I said, the movie was, to me, about a 6. Max thinks it's about a 5.
5.5, really.
Now, what did you think about Scott personally? To me, Scott was kind of a scumbag.
Yeah, I mean, and in the ideal of what a nice guy wants.
So he's like a nice guy who's actually successful. A successful nice guy.
Successful nice guy.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. He's supposed to be the hero, yet he's cheating on his girlfriend. Cheating on both of them, I guess, technically. Yeah. He's dating a underage chick with no remorse. He apparently, his bandmate Kim, he apparently broke up with her just on a whim. He's kind of
a jerk?
A jerk about Ramona's ex-boyfriends and the baggage that she has. Yeah. And, he's just kind of selfish. So he's not...
He's kind of just...
He's not really a great person. It's kind of weird that he's the hero, but I wasn't feeling him. Ramona, she's the manic pixie dream girl. She's not really anything more than the object of Scott's attention. She's just something to pursue. Would you agree with that summation there, Max?
Yeah.
Great commentary.
Yeah, great commentary. I know, right? But,
the band, Sex Bomb, Kim, Steven, they were kind of funny. They were just there.
They were there. And we got that whole thing with, like, Kim and how Scott dated her, and then we got no backstory on that. It was just like it happened.
Apparently, from what I read online, the backstory is, I guess, she was dating some other jerk or something, and then Scott saved her from that guy, and that's how they started dating.
And then Scott's just another jerk.
No, she moved.
Oh.
She was moving or something like that, and that's how they broke up.
So that's dumb. They made it seem like he did something.
Yeah, it was kind of... The movie made it seem like it was worse, but unless the movie backstory is different from the comic backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Wallace, Kieran Culkin, loved it. It was fantastic, very fabulous. Gay.
Right kind of gay.
He was gay, but not overly gay.
It was portrayed just right.
It was good. He was funny, very, very charismatic. I did like him. Kieran Culkin is very good. He's a very great actor. I'm surprised I haven't seen him in more stuff.
Right.
To tell you the truth, he was really, really good. He was funny. He was charming. He
did everything the job required him to do.
He did. I mean, what can I say? Favorite character in the movie? Young Neil. He was just kind of there. Just
kind of felt bad for the kid.
Yeah.
For like a sec. He's just everyone's like, he's young Neil. And then he promotes to Neil.
Yeah, Knives Chow. I felt bad for her character. She is basically just, like I said, a crutch for Scott.
Yeah.
He's just using her because he's still in love with Envy Adams, or he's not over Envy.
And she just did not get that he wasn't into her after.
Yeah, she loved him.
She turned kind of yandere.
It was funny though when she kept saying that Ramona was a fat ass white girl. That was funny. I appreciate that. I don't think it meant what she thinks it meant, but it was still funny. Scott's sister, Stacy, and her friend, Julie, they were just there. I mean, I guess they just put everybody that was in the comic in the movie in some form.
Scott's sister was there because who else was Wallace going to call?
Yeah, but I'm saying, they could have took the characters out. Like, those two characters could have been removed from the movie, and you still would have flowed well.
Yeah.
It was just fan service for fans of the comics. Same thing with the exes. They didn't really have a deep backstory. You just kind of got a couple lines from Ramona. Yeah, I dated him. Here's a little thing. I mean, none of them really stood out.
Yeah. It was just I dated him. Because,
Yeah, because reasons. The best Evil X, in my opinion, was Todd, the vegan. That was funny. He had
was funny.
He had the little vegan superpowers. And he was really
Not
dumb.
only that, he got the vegan police called on him.
Yeah, that was funny, and I appreciate that. Envy Adams, played by Brie Larson, everybody's favorite, Brie Larson.
Everybody's favorite.
She played the unemotional bitch to a T. It was like she wasn't even acting; she was just living in the character.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you get her more roles where she just plays an unemotional, bitchy woman, I think that'll be her comfort zone right there. She'll excel at that kind of character. And then Gideon was basically an evil version of Scott, in my opinion. He didn't really want Ramona until he didn't have her, but he still didn't want her. He just kind of was like a trophy to him.
It was like a trophy to him.
So, I mean, like I said, it was kind of like this is what Scott could become, the type of man, the type of boyfriend, if you will.
He could have been an Evil X, and that's hinted at in the movie.
With Nega Scott?
Yeah. That, and Ramona specifically says, you're just another one waiting to happen, or something like that.
Yeah, so it was kind of portrayed, hinted at that this could be a future version of Scott if he doesn't straighten out. All in all, like I said, overall, wasn't that great of a movie. I know everybody in my generation is supposed to love this movie. This is supposed to be our movie. To me, it felt like Reddit the movie. I mean, it was like...
Reddit the movie,
yeah,
yes.
Here's a reference. It was just like...
But Reddit the movie, but bad.
Yeah, well, it was bad. I had to explain. Max didn't get a lot of the references. I had to explain, Sex Babam. Not Sex Babam. I think Max understood what a Babam is. But, Clash at Demon Head and there were some other things where they mentioned like old
Yeah.
Nintendo games. I mean, it was just too much in my opinion. It was like really try hard. Like really try hard. Like, look, we did a thing. Don't you know
Look,
what this
we
is?
referenced this. Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
And that really got on my nerves. I don't like that. I don't like that kind of
Because it
humor.
takes away from the movie.
Yeah.
If you're always looking for all those, like, oh, there's that Easter egg.
Yeah, but these were worse than Easter eggs. These were like right in front of you. I wouldn't even call them hidden. They were just like, look at this egg.
Look at the egg.
So
Isn't that cool?
yeah, isn't it cool? I don't like that. And there was kind of a weird, is it real, is it not real? Because you would have things happen like he fights Matthew Patel, but the destruction is still happening. It's still there. People are commenting in the background about the things that are going on.
Except for, like, Wallace. Wallace was busy, but...
Yeah, and I even think at one point he asked, is this real? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So it was kind of weird. Like, do they have superpowers? Was he killing people? Did he hit Matthew Patel and he exploded into a sea of blood, but we just see coins? I was very confused. At one point, he's chopping people up with a sword, and it was just coin bodies.
There's just coins everywhere. Like, they were in the shape of bodies, so... Was he just delusional?
Yeah, was Scott Pilgrim a mass murderer under some sort of delusion, thinking he was in a video game? Very weird. But really, that's all I got to say about the movie. You got anything to add to the end of this, Max? Anything you want to close out with?
Again, the movie was kind of boring. I didn't pay attention to it much because either there were references I didn't get, or there was either too much action or just not enough. Like, it went from 0 to 100 real fast.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the first time I watched it, I was probably the same way. I didn't really pay attention. It does have some lulls. I guess if you have a romantic partner to watch the movie with, maybe it'll be better because, oh, look at they're sweet. But I mean, if you're watching it alone, like most of you probably are, because you are all over 40 and you live in your mom's basement,
We're all sad.
I'm told that all of my fans are over 40 and they live in their mother's basement.
Who told you that?
Everybody tells me that. But anyway, that's the movie. That's our thoughts on the movie. April Fool's month will continue. What do we got coming up next? What's the next movie on the agenda, Max? You don't remember?
Don't.
Is it going to be Dude, Where's My Car? Is it going to be... what's the other ones? There's Dude, Where's My Car? Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Or
that other movie. Come on, you know what it was.
No, I don't.
Oh my God, you don't remember?
I don't remember. You know what, we're gonna watch that.
Can't Hardly Wait is the other movie.
Yeah.
So, which one do you think we're gonna go with next?
Probably Can't Hardly Wait because we kind of butchered remembering it.
So we'll see Can't Hardly Wait. We hopefully will see you to watch us butcher the review of Can't Hardly Wait. And you know how we do it on this channel, right, Max? Do you want to say it or do you want me to say it?
You can go.
Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.